What's up, guys? We are officially in opening week of Major League Baseball. We have two more team previews coming out, a awards prediction episode, and then opening night, Yankees at Giants. I cannot wait. I feel like since the World Baseball Classic ended, it's been a little slow for the last few days, but it is opening week. Baseball is coming. Regular season baseball is coming. I cannot be more excited. We have reached the Atlanta Braves in this series. They're a little bit later than I would have expected. I put the order of this together back in January. And at that time, they didn't have as many injuries as they have right now. So I think they were a little bit more optimistic about the Braves in the projected team power rankings for the season. Obviously, there has been some very significant injuries to this team, and obviously I don't believe they're the second best team in baseball. But we'll get into all that. First, shout out to W Energy. Link is below in the description. Use promo code BATBOY. Get 10% off. Awesome drinks, awesome hats, everything. Talk about them every time. Grapefruit Citrus is my favorite. The Retro Sherbet Energy Blend is also really good. I would recommend trying those. Again, link is in the description. Promo code BATBOY, 10% off. Let's get into the Atlanta Braves. 2025 recap. They went 76-86, fourth place in the NL East. Extremely disappointing. They were my World Series favorite. They were my World Series pick heading into 2025. Disastrous from the start. Everything that could have went wrong. They missed the playoffs for the first time since 2017. From 2018 to 23, they had won the division 6 times in a row, winning the World Series in 2021. The last 2 years, disappointing. Notable transactions: they added relief pitchers Robert Suarez, 3 years, $45 million, and Raisel Iglesias, 1 year, $16 million. Also Tyler Kinley, Joel Payamps, and Ian Hamilton, all 1 year deals. They added Mauricio Dubon, utility man from Houston, shortstop Jorge Mateo, 1 year, $1 million, and outfielder Mike Yastrzemski, 2 years, $23 million. They have lost DH Marcelo Zuna, starting pitcher Alek Manoah, relief pitcher Pierce Johnson, and infielder Nick Allen traded to Houston for Dubon. Net win. I think the relievers they added are going to be huge. Oh, I think I forgot to mention shortstop Ha-Seong Kim, 1 year, $20 million. They added him as well. I think it's a net win. They added some good relievers. They added some good infielders. I like what they did. Injuries, however, are going to affect a couple of those guys. Starting with the starting pitchers, Spencer Schwellenbach and Hurston Waldrop both had elbow injuries, both had elbow surgery, both out until summertime at the very least. We got shortstop Ha-Seong Kim, who had hand surgery in July. He's out until at least May. Starting pitcher A.J. Smith-Shawver, Tommy John in June of 25, questionable for 26. Relief pitcher Danny Young, Tommy John in May of 25. He is questionable for 2026. And starting pitcher Joey Wentz, torn knee ligament in March. He's out for the year. Relief pitcher Joe Jimenez, knee surgery in October. He is questionable for 2026 as well. A lot of injuries on this team. Major storylines heading into 2026. If you didn't notice, a lot of those injuries were pitchers. Can they overcome all of the injuries to the pitchers? Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, Reynaldo Lopez seem to be the ones who are going to have to carry the load for most of the year. If you can get 28 plus starts from each of those three, that's a big win. That'll be a big help. The 4 and 5 spot get a bit dicey. Schwellenbach and Waldrop being out for an extended period of time is going to cause some strain on this pitching staff. They got a few options. Grant Holmes, he's had a very good start to his career. He's made 28 starts so far over the course of 24 and 25. He had 21 last year. ERA plus of 117 and 104 in those 2 seasons. He's been solid. Hasn't cracked more than 115 innings in a season yet, so that's a little bit concerning. I'm sure he's going to have a bit of a cap. Bryce Elder, another option. He was an all-star in 2023. He was really bad the last 2 years. 5.3 ERA in 25, 6.5 ERA in 24. Has not been good. Needs to be better if he wants a chance to stick in this rotation. Hopefully, you'd only need 2 months worth of starts from somebody before they start getting some other people back. But you never know. You never know. They also have J.R. Ritchie. He is a highly touted prospect. He's number 2 in Atlanta's organization, number 90 overall. He's dominated the minors. The last 2 seasons, he's had a sub-3 ERA each year. He's got a large arsenal of pitches. 2 fastballs, 4-seam, 2-seam, slider, changeup, cutter, curveball. The cutter and the curveball are not very effective, not used very often. But even with that, he's got 4 other pitches that are moving other ways, changing speeds. He can be really, really good. If he can make some meaningful starts in 2026, that'll be huge. Huge for the Braves. And I apologize if you can hear my dog on the recording. He is directly above me, and it sounds like he has a Zoom. He's running back and forth. So I apologize if there are some sound issues. The bullpen could resolve a lot of the rotation's issues. This bullpen, I think, is going to be nasty. The Suarez-Iglesias combo on the back end is going to be disgusting. Both of them are elite closers in the game. Not sure who is going to be the official closer. They might just ride the hot hand, play matchups, do something of that nature. I'm not really sure. Both of them strike out close to 10 per 9. Both walk about 2 per 9 or less. Between the two of them, they had 69 saves in 2025. Just dominating stuff in the back end of the bullpen. Dylan Lee and Tyler Kinley most likely will provide 6th and 7th inning duties, as Suarez Iglesias will lock down the 8th and the 9th for the most part. Kinley and Lee can be played with in platoon form. There's a lefty and a righty. They can play splits. They can play matchups, see where you are in the lineup, who needs to come in and get a big out against a power-hitting lefty, whatever it is. Those two are going to lock those spots down. I think this bullpen can really shorten games, which will help exponentially when the starting rotation is dealing with as much injuries as it's dealing with. And it seems like everything that involves the Braves involves health. Like the talent level on this team, just looking at the names on the roster, whether they're hurt or healthy, the talent is not the question. Never has been, probably won't be for a while. It's always health. The rotation needs to stay healthy. The bullpen could aid in that, but then you could risk overusing them. Health could be an issue. Offense needs to stay healthy. In 2025, Ronald Acuna, Drake Baldwin, and Austin Riley all finished with under 450 plate appearances. Baldwin gets a little bit of a pass because, 1, he was a rookie. 2, he was a catcher. So he gets a little bit of a pass. Acuna we'll talk about in a minute. Hint, hint. Austin Riley, 447 plate appearances. That's not enough. He hit 260 with 16 home runs. Essentially league average. Had a 103 weighted runs created. Baldwin was awesome. National League Rookie of the Year. Also had 446 plate appearances. Hit 274 with 19 home runs. 125 weighted runs created. Struck out only 15% of the time. He was great. However, I would like to see him up into the 500s for plate appearances. He's probably not going to get to 600, which is kind of the standard level for position players. They need the other two, Acuna and Riley, to have over 600 plate appearances. If that does not happen, they will not be in contention for a wildcard spot. They can't overcome injury problems on the offense, along with injury problems in rotation. They're not going to be able to overcome that. They're going to need Acuna, Riley, Baldwin, and Olsen to carry the load for a full season. Also, they need a better DH. They lost Ozuna in free agency. Dominic Smith is currently the projected DH. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think that's going to cut it for 162. They need better than that. Nacho Alvarez was a guy that I looked at just because I don't know if there's necessarily a spot for him at the moment. Options aren't great, though. He was a 400 OBP guy in the minors. MLB tastes haven't been great. He's got 2020 upside if you look at the minors and project him into the big leagues, but he hasn't done it yet, so we don't know. Player focus. Ronald Acuna Jr. time. I'm recording this fresh off the World Baseball Classic final where Venezuela beat U.S. Ronald Acuna leading off for the Venezuelan team. Ronald Acuna having a fantastic tournament. I think we're in for a special season from Ronald Acuna Jr. 2023, we know what he did. He was absolutely dominating en route to winning the MVP award. 41 home runs, 73 stolen bases. He was excellent. I think the 70 stolen base upside is probably gone due to the second ACL tear. But I can still see him going 40-30 with a 400 OBP, 400 plus. Yeah, I can see him getting up into the 430, 440 range for OBP. 40 home runs, 30 stolen bases to go along with that ability to get on base, I think could be a kind of the floor for a full season out of Acuna. 2023, kind of went over that. 2024, tore his ACL in May, missed the majority of the season, returned halfway-ish through 2025, ended up playing 95 games, hit 290 with a 417 OBP, 161 weighted runs created. Only had 9 stolen bases, though, but did have a 935 OPS. So the slugging's there, the power's there, the on-base ability is there. If we can get that stolen base number up to 30, we're looking at special Ronald Acuna. We're looking at the Braves fighting for a wild card spot now. World Baseball Classic, he was fantastic. He hit close to 300, 450-ish on-base percentage, was walking like crazy, just setting the table, had the leadoff home run against Japan that kind of exploded the bench. It was just a magical run for Venezuela. Ronald Acuna, Michael Garcia, who ended up winning the MVP, Luis Arias. It was just a special run for Venezuela, and Ronald Acuna was at the top of that list, leading off for the team. 2026 outlook, due to the injuries in the rotation, the lack of a DH, I don't think they have enough to compete with the Phillies or the Mets. I think the starting rotation, numbers 4 and 5, the bottom third of the lineup are just going to hold them back. You're looking at the 4 and 5 spots, that's 70 games. Almost 70 games out of those two starting pitchers. You could potentially lose 50 of those, not even knowing who is going to start. And then when Schwellenbach and Waldrop do come back, what are they going to have? Are they going to hit the ground running? Probably not. I can see a path where they're fighting it for a wild card spot, but it's just, I don't know. The National League is so deep. I mean, you got to deal with the Phillies and the Mets. You got to deal with the Cubs and the Brewers. You got to deal with the Giants, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers. One of those teams is going to win the division. The other three are going to be fighting for a playoff spot, or fighting for a wild card spot. You got a lot of teams fighting for 3 spots, and I just don't see it for the Braves. That's all I got. We have 1 left. Tomorrow we will be out with the Dodgers. Subscribe. Don't miss it. Wednesday we will be out with the awards prediction episode. My kids are going to be heavily involved. That's going to be a really fun episode, so don't miss that. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Follow me on TikTok at TheBatBoyMLB. I post a lot over there as well. Regular season starts in 2 days. I'm going to be putting out a lot of content, so do me a favor. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. Word of mouth. It helps. It helps. I appreciate it all. We'll see you guys tomorrow.